How you doing, good people? This is the 8-Bit Animal, and today we're going to talk about a game that, while not particularly remarkable, does what it sets out to do just right. It did enough to be okay. Its localization, like other titles from Jaleco, is kind of strange. It's almost like Jaleco had no real clue of what would really appeal to folks in America, so they just threw some stuff at the wall and watched Bill and Ted and threw that at the wall, and that's how we got this game. In Japan, it's known as Magic John. In America, it's the gameplay and some of the aesthetics in the game and mechanics are just as generic as the name Magic John, but they're also pretty cool. And what we end up with is a game that's, while not amazing, it's not awful. It sits in a good little curve of just right. Today we're going to take a look at Totally Rad. Now I know what you're saying. Mr. Animal, why did you say that name the way you did? It's because someone at Jaleco decided that they had watched Bill and Ted and that's how everyone in America talked. We all talk like surfer stereotypes from Southern California, and that's how we ended up with this game. Now, all that aside, in the game, you play as a kid named Jake, who's hanging out with his girlfriend, Allison. And they're hanging out watching Jake's master, magician, companion, friend, whatever, teacher, Zebediah Pogo, while he does a magic show. And then something happens and Allison gets kidnapped. Pogo can't go help. He's a little old guy. Magician and all, but still a little old guy. And so Jake sets out to rescue Allison using the magic that he's learned from Pogo. Now, this magic ain't normal like card tricks or whatever. In the game, you start out with a full slate of magic abilities and the limited magic bar. You get a magic bar and a health bar, and they're both kind of limited. And once your magic bar runs out for a level, that's it. The only way it refills is after you complete a level. Now, all that aside, the magic abilities that your character uses are pretty cool. He has a time stop ability, health replenishing abilities, and the ability just some screen clearing magic, and the ability to change into different forms. There's a lion form with an invincible jump, a fishman form that helps you move through water quicker, and an eagle form which allows you to fly. And each ability works for the different boss characters. Like, each boss is weak to a different ability. You can't use any other magic while in those forms, so you gotta switch back if you switch to one. All that, it's cool. The game is actually a lot of fun. It's way more accessible than some other Jaleco games, namely some of their sports titles and Robo Warrior. I'm going to stay on Robo Warrior's neck. I'm going to. But we'll get to that another time. But yeah, Totally Rad is actually a fun game, wonky title, and goofy cutscene dialogue aside. I'm saying cutscene dialogue, but this wonky surfer dialogue is also in the instruction manual for this game. Like, to the point where there's even like the guy who wrote the manual had a picture of his girlfriend in there talking about how hot she is, and a picture of his boss saying, yeah, this guy has nothing to do with anything, blah 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 blah. It's got a particular sense of humor, but all of that wonkiness hides a pretty decent platformer. It's not Mega Man 2 quality, but it's solid. Now, if you want a copy of Totally Rad, the price fluctuates from time to time. Back when I got my copy, which I'm still trying to hammer down the time, I want to say I got it around maybe 2017, 2018 maybe. I paid about $15 for it. Now, you might look up and find a copy for like $15, but as of this recording, I saw copies primarily going in that like $25 and up range. I saw a copy going for as much as $55, but that was a part of a lot. So yeah, you can find copies going for a bunch of different prices, but yeah, that sweet spot is about $20. But this game is good. If you can find it on the lower end of that, you're doing great, because it's a solid game. I can't see paying more than $30 for it, but it's a solid action platformer. A welcome addition to your NES library. This has been the 8-Bit Animal, and I'll catch you beautiful people tomorrow.
8-Bit Animal.
Tomorrow. You know, now that I think about it, if it wasn't for this game, probably wouldn't have gotten SSX tricky. So thanks. Thank you for your service.